Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to my supervisor, Tuan Haji Jamaluddin bin Alias, and to the respective panel, Sir Azman bin Muhammad Noor and Dr. Rosliza binti Abdul Aziz. So, I am Noor Atiqah binti Abdul Halim from Tesla 1. So today, I would like to present my research entitled The Use of the Street Video to Improve the Pupils' Understanding of Directions. For the background of the study, English is the most important language in Malaysia. It is really crucial in daily communication as well as in other areas. There are four components in language proficiency in SAFA, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. The speaking skill is really important because the students are able to express their ideas and convey information to others. But some of the pupils have difficulties in speaking English because of their mother tongue use, which is too influent of first language, and they are not really interested in learning English. So the technique is very important to improve the speaking skills because to spark their interest, to engage the people with the lesson, and to vary the methods of teaching and learning. So integrate the technology with the lesson is very important by using the use of English learning videos. This is because the technology is really important to facilitate the pupils in more activities and to increase motivation, develop creativity, and enhance the skills. For the statement of problem from my previous practicum, I found out that the pupils are having problems with learning Module 7 out and about, which is greatly related to the directions. Reading from textbook can cause the boredom for the pupils and they lose interest in watching the provided video. So, for the result, the pupils are afraid to respond because of the lack of confidence and afraid of making mistakes. So there are four purposes of the study. The first one is to improve the pupils' understanding of directions. Second, it is an alternative way in vary the teaching method. The third one is to improve the pupils' pronunciation, and lastly to enrich the pupils' vocabulary. The research objective of this action research is to improve the pupils' understanding of the direction by watching the street video. For the research questions, how does the street video able to help to improve the pupils' understanding of directions? For the significance of the research, the result of the study reveals several benefits to the pupils and the teachers. For the pupils, the street video helps to improve the understanding of direction, and the street video aids the pupils to learn better. For the teachers, it is important to help the teacher to vary the teaching materials and to assist the teacher in teaching and learning session. For the population ensample, the research is conducted in SK Complex Gombadak and involving the Year 3 pupils. The participants are the pupils from 3 Bichap, which consists of 33 pupils, 14 boys and 19 girls. So for the sample, 3 pupils are selected based on the diagnosis test that has been conducted by me and the recommendation from the teachers. For the instrument used for data collection, I use 3 instruments, which are the pre and post test, interview, and observation. So for the pre and post test, the test in this research I used to measure the pupils' understanding of direction. So I conducted 1 pre-test and 2 post-tests. The pre-test is to check the weaknesses and understanding, and for the post-test to evaluate the improvement. For the interview, I used the open-ended question to find out the pupils' interest and their opinion about the lesson, and for the observation was done in both cycles during and after implementation of the intervention. So there were 10 items listed on the observation form to record the pupils' behavior and to find out the pupils' response towards the intervention. For the research procedures, I followed the chemist and McTaggart model, which involved 2 cycles, including the 4-step plan: act, observe, and reflect. For the research procedures, firstly, I started with the preliminary data collection to find out the problem, to understand the issue, and find a way to solve it. So I conduct the diagnostic test, consulting with the subject teachers and from their test results. And then I developed the intervention, which is the street video, and I do the pre-test for the pupils, and for the first implementation for the pupils, and I do the first data collection, and based on the first data collection I do some improvement and amendments for the intervention, and I test the intervention again, and I do the second data collection. So based on the first and second data collections, I did a data collecting analysis. For data collection and data analysis procedure, I did three things, which are the document analysis, interview, and observation. So the pre-test has been given to the participant before the implementation of the intervention to test their understanding. Then the post-test 1 in the first cycle and the post-test 2 again in the second cycle. The bar graph showed that the participants were able to show a great improvement compared to the pre-test and post-test in the first cycles. Interview is executed in bilingual language, which are in Bahasa and English, but mainly in Bahasa so that the pupils felt more relaxed and enjoying the session. For the thematic analysis was used. Three main things that we analyze, which are the interest, either the participants show any interest toward the videos. For amendments, if they don't like the videos, I consider their suggestion for the amendments. And lastly, the reflection is based on their feedback, likes and dislikes. For the observation, is to find out the participants' behavior and response throughout the implementation process. The item that be analyzed, for example, are they able to pay full attention, their positive attitude, and are they able to still. So the thematic analysis is also being used to analyze their interests, responses, and behavior. So I was able to conclude the data based on the results. For the data findings, all in all, the research objective and questions were answered respectively. The data from the document analysis, interview, and observation were used in order to come up with the conclusion. These data were compared to one another so that the decisions can be made towards the end. From the result, it showed that the participant had achieved the objective in the lesson and showed a significant improvement. As we can see for the pre-post test, the 2 of 3 pupils managed to score 88, which means they only have one wrong question. It shows a significant improvement. For the interview, the participants showed that they enjoyed the video and able to list out the directions from the video compared to the first interview. And for the observation, it is proven that they show interest toward the video and they also showed the positive behavior and response. For the discussion part, I believe that the use of video as a teaching material would be able to aid the pupils in teaching and learning sessions. The finding of the research supported by the theory of multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner. Based on the theory, verbal linguistics is when people are able to understand information and use spoken and written language effectively. This can be seen when the implementation of the research video. On the other hand, spatial visual means that the ability to try, visualize and aware of the surroundings and are good to remembering image. The street video consists of the colorful illustration, background music, and audio that enable the pupils to get attracted to the lessons. I also found out that the past research that been conducted by Halim on the use of video technique to develop speaking skills. The research is conducted to figure out the most helpful material in the field of teaching for a language, which are the radio techniques. It is important to develop students' speaking skills and to help them to get information about the grammar, vocabulary, intonation, and pronunciation. As for the conclusion, the implementation of the intervention showed that the research result is successful as the main objective is achieved. Then the research questions were answered throughout the process. It was proven that the street video was able to improve the pupils' understanding of direction and the pupils also showed a positive improvement. And for me, I was able to upgrade my skills in improving the teaching materials according to pupils' level of proficiency. For the recommendation and suggestion, first and foremost, it is suggested that the street video can be in the form of song action video. This is because the street video only includes the background audio and colorful illustration, as well as characters. Hence, it is recommended to upgrade the video by adding the song and lyrics so that the pupils are able to enjoy the lesson more. According to the scene, Hayati, bringing the songs to the classroom allow learner to enjoy the stress-free learning situation. Other than that, It is suggested that the content of the intervention should be more colorful and clearer. Children love to see colorful things, and one of the ways to attract their attention is to learn in a fun way. The lively characters also helps the pupils to get more engaged with the learning session. If the pupils are able to enjoy the street video, I believe that if this suggestion can be considered, I believe that the video can be more fun and the pupils can learn in a fun way. Based on the research that has been conducted, there are some implications that I found when using the video as a teaching materials. According to Bajrami and Ismaili 2016, the use of the video in the classroom can elevate their motivation and create an enjoyable learning environment. Using the video is one of the creative ways to deliver the lesson as well as to meet the pupils' interest. Siham 2013 also stated that the use of video technique in classroom may develop students' speaking skills and help them to get information about grammar, vocabulary, intonation, and pronunciation because they can imitate what the content from the video. I believe that the video helps the students to understand the instruction more than using a textbook. Moreover, the video can encourage and attract the students' attention, which can lead them to become more enthusiastic in classroom activity and as well as supporting the shy students to participate during the classroom activity so that all the pupils with a different level of proficiency also able to participate in the classroom activity. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Any questions?